Alright, guys, today we are going to be reacting to Andrew Wilson, schooled feminist on women submitting to husband. Let's jump in.
That there would be a concession, and that is submission of the woman.
That's where that's where I disagree then.
Yeah, what's wrong with a woman submitting to a man?
I just don't like. I understand like there can be scenarios like there are scenarios like, you know, intimacy and stuff like that. There are
Let's just go back. Look at how she's just looking to the other women to look for approval. Let's just go back.
scenarios like,
Yeah.
you
Hey,
know, intimacy
pay
and stuff
attention.
like that. There are scenarios where like that can be a thing, but like I don't know why like it wouldn't be valued like an opinion on like say like you said like a debate on something like what fruit is like. I don't know. You can't really debate on fruit because that's like objective, but like
Can I
something
add a
that is
comment?
subjective.
Yeah, but even a thing which is subjective. So from the context that I'm looking at it at, I don't believe that there's any two consciousness which exist. Consciousnesses. It's a joke. Kidding.
Don't get that.
Trying to lighten the mood. I don't think that there's ever going to be two people who come into contact where one doesn't ultimately end up dominating the other to some degree. I don't even believe that that's possible. I don't think that there's ever going to be a such thing as true equality between two people ever. I don't even think that such a thing is a possibility. So if you're in a relationship
Hey, look at this. Is a little Christian girl. Christian girl disagreeing with the guy. She's supposed to be a conservative, folks.
with another person, one person is going to be the dominant head. Why would that person not logically be the person who is physically stronger and the person who has to go and make the bread and make the financial choices for the household? That seems to kind of track and follow. The protector is going to be the person who ultimately is looked at as the leader and the leader of the household. So why shouldn't the woman submit to him?
Here's what I would
There we go.
be interested in.
There we go. Let's go back to this. This is important, folks. She's listening to Andrew, but she noticed that she was disagreeing with Andrew, the conservative lady. And she looked at her to tell her, can you save me?
Shouldn't the woman submit to him?
Look at this. There we
Here's
go.
what I would be interested in hearing is what would you define as
Well, can you let her
submission?
answer?
No,
real
can
quick?
you exactly? Can you let her answer?
So I would say like for that. So that's like that. My issue with that is like you don't value my opinion on like you said financial decisions, right?
That's not true.
But you said like
When it-
you're the dominant, like you're the end all be all.
And
So
I think, yeah. Well, I think you're making a conflation. It's not that. So, for instance, I'm married. I value my wife's opinion, but what if we're having a conflict and I don't agree with her? If I say, look, I don't agree. I think right now it's the time for our family to take risk, and you don't think it's time for our family to take risk. While I value your opinion and your input, ultimately the decision falls on me to make that choice. And so I'm going to lead our family towards risk, let's say, or less risk. Let's say she says, I want to do something which is more risky to our finances. Ultimately, that falls on me to make that choice. There's only going to ever be one person who is the head, whether it's the woman or the man. I just think that it seems to be preferable that the man is the head. Women seem to prefer it, and men seem to prefer it.
so you're saying like if you guys have a disagreement, you're the end decision.
Of course.
That's why I wanted to know how you define submission, because I do have a thought I'd like to share, but I'd
Oh my
like to
God.
hear your definition of it first,
gonna
so
be
I
cringy,
know
folks.
where we're coming from.
I would say it would probably be like at the end of the day, that's like the final.
Like, who has the final
That's
say?
the final thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that sense, real quick, I would just say like you can think about it like just think about like a platonic relationship though, like you and your friend. I understand in this scenario you're not talking about that, but like in you and someone you really respect, if you want to think about someone you respect and think about it in that type of way, I don't understand how you can respect that person and have them always submit to your final decision. How can you still respect that person though?
Okay.
Why is it? Well, that's like, let me kind of give you an easy counter to this. I have children. I respect my children, but they're going to adhere to my word, whether I respect them or not. If I think that they're doing something, they're fucking up in some way. For instance, let's say they want to put their hand in their fire. I'm not going to respect them enough to let them do that. They're going to respect me instead, and they're not going to put their hand in the fire regardless of what they want. I don't care what they want. They're going to do what they're told because it's for their safety, and that's what's going to happen. What's wrong? Well, what's actually wrong with that? What is the problem with me? Are you saying I don't respect them because I won't let them make decisions which are bad for them?
I think what she's
Wait, hold on.
There we
Actually,
go.
let
There
me
we go.
just
Oh my God. It's always in that point when they're getting owned, but they instinctively want to save each other. And you can tell, like, let me just rescue you. The lady with the gloves, I don't know why she had gloves. I think she want to be quirky. I don't know. She can feel that she's getting owned, but but the sisterhood doesn't want that, right? They don't want the lady here, the redhead, to be owned, cause she's a little girl. She doesn't know better. Now we have to defend him from the mean guy. I'm sorry. We have to defend her from the mean guy with the cigarettes and beer. Come on, man.
devil's advocate this. Yeah, but Andrew, women aren't children.
The thing is, though, is that the whole night we've been hearing about how women are infantilized and they have to shave their body hair so that they could be more like, but that aside, we'll let that go for a second. The point and principle here is not whether or not women are children. I agree that they're not. And I don't infantilize women. I think that they are perfectly capable of making decisions and be held to account for those decisions. But the point still stands that if I see anybody who's fucking up and doing something which is against their own interest, and I'm responsible for their interests, then it falls as a duty to me to step in and do something about that. And that includes my wife, that includes my children, that would include my brother, my sister, anybody who's an extension of my family, wouldn't it?
But how do you
Trust.
How do you know that you have the best?
It doesn't come down to trust. It comes down to who can. It comes down to who can. And so the thing is that there are those who can and there are those who can't. Ultimately, in a family dynamic, men can do things women can't do, and women can't do very much men can't. And that is the truth.
Damn.
You may not like that truth, but all I would ask you to do to disprove this is tell me a thing which you think that women are going to generally be better at than men inside of a home setting. I'd like to know what that is, but I can name for you many things men are going to generally be much better at than women.
give birth.
Okay.
So their
I
primary
guess so.
edict, the thing which I agree is their primary function. Well, you really got me with that one.
I know.
So over
I
here,
handed it
can you
to you.
give me the
She's
example?
trying to be
Can you give
nice
me the
to you.
example?
She gave him
I
a
ha-
layup.
Yeah.
All
So,
right. Yeah.
I
Okay.
wanted you to hit, a home run, so to speak.
Yeah, well, that was quite the home run. But anyway, back over to you, Red. I say that because I don't remember names. It's nothing personal. But red
So-
hair. Can you tell me what you think
Okay.
that women are going to be more dominant in the household than men?
More
what they're going to be more
dominant in?
skilled at, better at?
like in an average sense, if we're talking about like in society, what averagely they would be maybe
Yeah.
excelling in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What are they going to be better at?
Maybe consoling. Maybe consoling children.
Word.
Okay.
Like maybe I would also I don't know though, because I feel like there's different
She never thought about these things, these concepts. This is so interesting. I mean, they're better at everything, based on feminism, right? They're better at everything. but they cannot name you one thing tangible that they're better at. Right? I mean, the question is when it comes down to these conversations, right? Are they really understanding what's being said, or they're willing to be naive by choice? That's a good question.
I know both circumstances where like some women are shut down emotionally towards their children and some men aren't. So there's like roles
Sure.
reversed in certain
Well, I guess ultimately we can reduce it to, do you think that women are better at leading households than men? That's the question.
No, I think it no.
No. And so, you know, it really comes down to that. Men are better at leading households. And because of that, generally women need to submit.
I gotta move it on.
Okay,
I
but
gotta move it on.
Oh, it was gonna get good, man. It was gonna get good. As a father myself, you can tell the difference. I can assess a certain situation much better than my wife. My wife, she has a role in our relationship. That is. But even though I need to assess, make sure the emotions are calm and the house is just running every day, smoothly. So that in itself, I can agree with Andrew. When you start having kids, if you don't have a structure, the family can go downhill very quick. So let me know what you guys see in the comment section below. I would love to hear you guys' opinion. I will see you in the next one.